Okay, Crazy Frank here from Half Cock Gunsmithing, Fresno, California. I've got so damn many guns torn apart right now, and my bench is not big enough, so I got a mess here. But let's just talk about this gun right here. This is a Ruger Mark 1 22. The customer brought it to me, claiming that it would maybe fire every other time, maybe, not even that often, sometimes. They were light strikes. He brought me a bag full of 22s that he had shot, and you can see, you probably can't see, but the firing pin just barely hit the back of the round, not enough to fire it. That's one of the problems with the Sig Sauer Mosquito also, but that's in a different video. But anyway, before we start, we're going to make sure that the gun is safe. So we're going to take the mag out. The mag is empty, and it's empty. There's no rounds in the gun, so it's safe. To break this down, if you have one, you probably already know, the best way is to use a string. I don't like to dig on them with a screwdriver. You can, but there's a little catch in the back, and you just make a little loop on a string, and you pull the catch, and that way it doesn't scratch anything or mar anything, and it's much better for the gun, and won't make your customer angry if you got a big old gouge in the back of the gun. Anyway, this pulls out, and then it pulls down out of the back of the thing. These oftentimes just fall off, but this one's pretty tight, so you have to bump the back of it, and the barrel comes right off. All we're going to work on today is the firing pin. The firing pin is located right here. It's spring-loaded. Oh, what a mess. It's spring-loaded, as you can see, but I've already fixed it. Took it to range and it fires great. But it was just barely coming out far enough to just barely nick the back of the deal. Well, he bought a new firing pin. He suspected it was a firing pin problem. But a brand new firing pin didn't help him at all. There's a pin right here that you just push out, and then the firing pin just falls up. You can leave the spring in there. Now, what has happened, I'm sure, is that there's tolerances on everything, and if the tolerances, if this is that way to the extreme, but it's within tolerance, and this is that way, the extreme, but within tolerances, what happens is a firing pin, this is also a firing pin stop. The pin, when the firing pin goes forward, it stops it from going any further. So what you do is you take the firing pin out, you put it in a vise. You take some round files. I've got some little bitty files that I use. Matter of fact, they're just about wore out. I need to buy some more. But you take the little round file, you put it in the vise, and you file the back side so that it will allow the firing pin to go further forward. Hopefully you can see this. What you're doing is you're going to grind with your file the back side. You can use a Dremel tool if you have one that small. Just don't get carried away. I went about, I don't know, maybe 10 thousandths, 12 thousandths, grinding or filing away on the back of this firing pin right in this area here. And then all you have to do is you just drop it in, and as you push it forward, it will pick up the spring, and then you just push the pin through the hole, and then you're good to go. So you're in the, and you slide it forward and push the pin in, and it's back together. It can't fall out because it's under spring tension now, and the firing pin will go a little bit further, and it fixes it. This goes in here, it's pretty self-explanatory, kind of hard to get mixed up. You got a curved in, goes there and there. That goes up with your sights up. This just slides in. This, the hammer has to be back. Now it won't go back sometimes because the bar is in front of the pin. So you got to lean it back, and then your hammer will go all the way down, and then this will drop on. And again, some of them just fall on, but this one you have to bump. And that's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Okay, we're almost all the way back together. This has to go in, and this can give people fits. Get your pin started in the hole, and you go up. Make sure the bolt is far enough forward, and it'll snap all the way in. You'll know it's in all the way. It's not in all the way yet. When you can feel the top of the pin protruding above the barrel. Okay, now, the pin, or the strut for the hammer, has to be outside of the pin, which it is. You lean it this way to catch this, but if you pull it forward, it's going to pull it out of the gun. You have to pull the trigger. Then it goes forward very easy. It goes in, lock it, you're done, check it, safety, okay, it's back together. It's a very simple thing to do, but if you're suffering light strikes on your Mark 1, it's the first one I've heard of, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure it's happened to other people. That's the way to fix it. Just take your firing pin. The gentleman, I have another firing pin here that he bought. This is actually the new one in the gun, thinking that would fix the problem, but it didn't. But I took it to the range, fired it. It's flawless. It never missed a lick. So that fixed the problem. I could put these rounds in it, I'm sure, that had the light strikes and they'd still work. But that's how to fix a light strike problem on a Mark 1 Ruger. Simple fix. You can do it yourself. To me, it makes you closer to your gun when you can work on it and fix something and be happy with the way it came out. So, Crazy Frank signing out, and be back to help you another day. Bye-bye.